Very glad to identify a new ally in Pakistan, and we will keep in touch with you. I would like now to introduce Mary Honeyball, who is a member of the European Parliament and who was the first rapporteur in the European Parliament on sexual exploitation, trafficking in human beings and prostitution, and she's the author of the Honeyball resolution.
Thank you, and thank you so much for this invitation to come and talk to you, and thank you to CAP and Apne for organising it. And it's brilliant to see so many of you here with an interest and a real energy about all of you to do something about prostitution. And that's why I'm filled with hope about this. As Gavin has already said, things aren't very good in the United Kingdom, and although I'm an MEP, I represent London and I'm in the UK, and it's not very good on a lot of levels, and we have lost a lot of the momentum about prostitution and dealing with it. But I also believe we can get it back, and we haven't, to such an extent, lost that momentum in the European Parliament. And certainly as long as I'm there, I will keep going, and the Women's Committee will keep going campaigning on this. And I would like to go back to what Rapporteur Gupta said, and has said a few times during this session, and that is that sex is not work. And I think we just need to hang on to that. Sex is not work. And when you come across people who talk about sex workers, we really have to challenge this. And I've also had a lot of this put to me in various media interviews and just in general conversation with people, and in dealing with people from the other side of the argument, who are from the various organisations called the English Collection of Prostitutes, the International Union of Sex Workers. I had a lot to do with them over the years. They seem to comprise about 6 people. Honestly, I've seen the same 6 people all over the UK and all over Europe. But I think there's a very telling way of dealing with those questions, because all you have to do is to ask someone who puts that to you, that sex work is work like anything else. Ask them how they would feel if their sister, their daughter, their niece, their best friend, someone close to them, a woman close to them, was a prostituted woman, was acting as a prostitute, who was earning her living by doing that. Nobody is going to tell you that they want that person that they're close to do that. And that really is what we're talking about. We are talking here about exploitation, about using women's bodies, and we're talking also about equality. We've mentioned that a lot, but this is fundamentally about equality between women and men. And as long as we have prostitution within our society in all countries across the world, as long as we have it, we will never achieve true equality between men and women. And that's why what you're doing is just so very, very important. It's a very important piece in a very big question. And that's why I think we all must continue the work we're doing, continue with the energy that we have to go on with this campaign and with this fight. And I do believe eventually, and like Gavin does eventually, and I think it is still quite an eventually, but I think we will get there. One of the reasons I got involved in the prostitution question, other than the fact that I am a feminist, I'm on the Women's Committee of the European Parliament, and I've been involved in women's campaigns for a very, very long time now. One of the reasons I specifically got involved in the prostitution question is that I represent London. And London is very much a destination for human trafficking. And the whole issue of trafficking, human trafficking and prostitution are totally linked, because trafficking feeds prostitution. I've got some figures here from the EU. 80% of the victims of human trafficking, those who are trafficked, are female, and 69%, nearly 70% of them end up in prostitution of one form or another. So